4222, you guys are okay over there? Alright, is your victim at the hospital? Someone shot there. Alright, the ET doesn't take pictures of the, is the domestic related?
Yes, it is.
She's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Attacking 12, we'll check that one out.
6 1 bullet, 2 1 start, take your shots.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Anyone else close, might just zero something, let me know. 10-5, coming over with a domestic battery at 18
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you very much. We are back in the studio. Oh, let me get my circle back. What happened to it? There we go. We are back in the studio. Kind of rested. Didn't wake up till like 3 in the afternoon. Um, Shout out to those few individuals. I want to say thank you for the pictures. I was sleeping at 10 a.m. I got all these pictures of of boxes in bubble wrap, and I know you've seen them already. I want to say I apologize to those individuals. They wanted to make sure that I got them first. I appreciate that very much. Unfortunately, my ass drove 15 and a half hours, and I didn't get in till about 3:30 in the morning, and then I had to sleep. So I do apologize. Thank you anyway. I want to say thank you for sending to me first, even though I didn't wake up till 3 in the morning because I was tired. And man, I want to say shout out to Court TV. Thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Thank you so much for really checking out the footage and the investigation work that we're doing. Damn, those plastic figures in the hot dog steaks are mad at CJ, aren't they? That I ended up on Court TV, huh? They big mad. They are big mad, but that's the difference when it comes to real media, doing it the right way, going about it with the right intentions, and then the others. You see, like I always tell people, real recognizes real, and that's what's happening now. When it comes to some of this other fake media that's out there, you already saw the extent that they're willing to go to get clicks and views off of a victim's name. It's very unfortunate. You know, if you're about your own agenda or if you're about your own thing, why don't you just be real with people instead of trying to be fake? Oh, they are jealous, aren't they, Michael? You saw one of them last night typing in somebody's live chat last night, talking all sorts about CJ, wasn't he? But that's the difference. That person that was talking all that stuff was the same person that created that fake news report about the FBI being at Skinner's house. There were certain people that were reporting it. CJ found out right away. That's why CJ didn't go out there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if you guys are there and you're walking over to the left side of where the protesters stand, you can see the law enforcement's car there. They do live there. These people know this. These people know this, and they still, those two individuals were all up in the camera talking about how the FBI was seen at Skinner's house. Off of a victim's name. Multiple victims' names, because they weren't only using Micah Miller's name, they were using Chris Skinner's name too for the clickbait off of a family's name. So when it comes to everything else they report, I mean, our community knows it's fake. But to their community, you have to question if they're still trusting them as a source for information. Not only after the stuff that's been out there, not only the stuff that was pulled after the raid, everything else that they claim. I feel sorry for their communities because I know how much, and this is the thing, they play off of your emotions. They know how much you care. They know that you want to do everything you can and believe everything with your own heart that it's about the right thing, and they use that against you. They use it against you. Over here, we don't. That's why you see the difference. Court TV even sees the difference. Off of victims and families' names. It's crazy. And look at that. We end up on court TV, and I say we because we are a community, just like the footage that they used when they were talking to me. You guys chose that footage. That was you. So whenever you see that interview, and we're going to watch it tonight because we haven't watched it yet, but if you see that interview and you see that footage in the background, you all chose that footage. And I appreciate you guys. That was a fun show, wasn't it? Choose what footage we're using for the interview tomorrow. That's why I say we. We are different, and that's the important thing. We don't have agendas. We don't have ulterior motives. We're not looking for personal gain. It's about doing the right thing, going about it the right way, trying to truly help families, victims, communities get the truth and justice that everybody deserves. Everybody. So, man, we got a lot to go into tonight. It's not going to be a crazy long show. But we are going to get into a bunch of stuff. We're not about it, Kathy. You know what I mean? That's the thing. Do I show people their own words? Of course we do. Do I make shows? Do I create stuff up? There's plenty of stuff that I've had hidden in the back pocket for a long time. And trust me, it's going to come. But at the right time. Because, see, this isn't the right time, and it hasn't been the right time. But I'm telling y'all now, the right time is coming up in about 2 weeks. It's coming up in about 2 weeks. And then after that, we got all the time in the world. You see what they're doing. We went to court TV. We've been out there. The community, they can't deny the community reaches out to us. They do. And all of it. Law enforcement watches our show. We don't put out that kind of information that gets put out over there. This is about truth. This is about facts. This is about making a difference. Like I said, go have your Sally Jesse Raphael show and use somebody else's name. You should quit using victims, families, and communities for your own agenda. We got a little bit of sleep. Yes, that episode was great too. We're going to go over the Nancy Grace episode. We're going to go over the Law and Crime episode. We're going to go through the pictures. Let me see what else. We got fake news. I just wrote down my notes and I did a horrible job because I've been rushing. I apologize about bumping the show back. I had to take an important phone call. Didn't get done until like a minute after the show was supposed to start. So I do apologize for that. I want to say a special shout out as well to November is the month of angels. I'm telling you. We had Caddy's birthday. Just a couple days ago. We got Cherry's birthday today. Cherry, shout out. Happy birthday to you. Whole bunch of birthdays. We had Katrina's. We got Detectives coming up. We got mine coming up here in a little bit. We got all sorts of birthdays coming up. But we're going to go through that. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of the videos we're going to talk about, and especially like in Law and Crime and the Nancy Grace episodes when Regina Ward is talking about the stuff that was taken out. I'm going to show you guys the video. And I want to say thank you to the other content creators out there that are using the footage and shouting me out. I want to say thank you very much for doing that. Here at Evil CJ Media and Investigations. We've had that name for a while. So we're going to get into that. Sorry, you want to see my notes? They're horrible. Can you... Let's see. Let's see if I can... No. Can anybody read this? Hold on. You see that chicken scratch? Can anybody read that? I can't even read half of it. I'm trying to go through all my notes that I had for tonight. Oh my Lord. Hey, it's like in the Idaho 4 case with Judge John Judge. Hey, I'm working on other cases too. What am I going to do? So I want to say what's up to everybody and thank you so much. Man, crazy shit in Atlanta too last night, right? Got lost. What the hell? What's up, Jill? Thank you so much for hopping in. We'll say what's up to everybody. It cut off some of the chat because that's when I got in. Huh. That's weird. How much time do we have before they arrest this fool? I'm going to miss roasting it. Well, there are some reports out there that JP is in custody. I don't know if it's MBM or not that put out the same shit about the Skinner FBI tip. You know, could be coming from the same source. I haven't checked it out too much. I just heard some birdies chirping. Actually, during the intro, I heard some birdies chirping that he was maybe possibly in custody. But as far as I know, I reached out to some individuals out there, and as far as I know, because I mean, I'm not going to call them sources. I'm just going to they're people, they're community. You know, it's the community. As far as I know, no. He's with Susie. So I'll let you know if I hear anything more. Hold on a second. I'll let you know if I hear anything more. As of now, that's just what I'm hearing. That he was with Susie a little bit ago. 34. See, I don't know what I don't know. what happened to the rest of the chat. So if you said hi and what's up and dropped some ticket numbers, I apologize. I think YouTube's being buggy again. What's up, Matthew33? Appreciate you. We're going to be going more into that Randall stuff here. We're going to be doing some Delphi, Idaho for Sebastian Rogers the next few days. After that, I don't know if I'll be doing the Randall stuff yet, because after the Sebastian stuff, then we're getting ready to make it back to Myrtle Beach. So the next few days is going to be slam packed. Delphi, Idaho 4, Sebastian Rogers, all the other cases we've worked on, and still are working on too. And then after that, then we're going to be gearing up to head back to Myrtle Beach, because, oh my gosh, I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to Amber Berbelia's case, we got a lot of stuff coming for y'all. Trust me. We got a lot of stuff to go through coming up, and we're still going to be working on Micah's, and I'm going to be introducing. They're going to be an extension of the boots on the ground efforts out there in Myrtle Beach when it comes to Amber Berbelia's case, Micah Miller's case, and other ones that we're going to be working on in the Myrtle Beach Mysteries series. So I'm going to be introducing the new team members. Some don't want to be on camera, and that, no problem, and that's not a problem at all. It's either, there's different phases when it comes to this team, different parts with the boots on the ground. So it's not just going to be me coming up here in the future. We're going to have other individuals, boots on the ground with me, doing a lot of stuff for you guys. And so I can't wait to introduce to you all the team members that we're going to have coming up as well. That's why I told you guys on the drive back here is going to be multiple times of what I've already done out there. You guys are going to see it coming even stronger in a lot of different ways too. I'm very excited to bring that to you. Contribution call out, and I know they will be too. Trust me, because it's all about justice for all of us, truth and justice. Kylie Cosmo, thank you for becoming a YouTube member. I don't know why it's telling me you're becoming a member, because you've already been a member. So YouTube, step your game up. YouTube, come on now. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And we got to get that show after, when I'm back out on Myrtle Beach. We're going to have plenty of time, Kylie. Trust me. So we're going to do that show too. I think it's very needed when it comes to a lot of the misinformation that's being put out there by certain individuals. Like I said, in a couple weeks, it's going to be time, y'all. But I watch, yeah, I mean, yeah, that was crazy too. That was crazy. Like I said, they hate that the fact that we got on Court TV and they're not. We actually, even before the Court TV appearance, we actually work with real individuals that we, anybody can make a fake business card. I was on Amazon or someone today, and they literally have a small. Well, he's going to be selling mattresses and little plastic Jesuses. We'll see. But the petition, they're still trying to do this petition, y'all. He's trying to claim everybody that he's going to, let everybody know. Okay, buddy. Go ahead and expose me for being about the right thing and trying to do the right thing and get answers and justice and truth for these families. Go ahead and expose it, because they already do anyway with the misinformation that they put out there. I disagreed. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. And like I put, he didn't end up on Court TV, did he? They didn't say, hey, we would like to have you on in the future too, and also, can we use your footage? Well, of course, we'll put watermarks on it. That's why they came across the show. They came across the footage. They came across the investigations. They reached out to me and asked me to do an interview that very next morning. Yeah, that is true. What's up, hide and seek? Thank you for hopping in. Appreciate you. I don't flip around. No, I do not. I mean, all you have to do is think of the FBI reports at Skinner's, man. That's bad when you're using multiple victims to try and have a personal gain. Becky McDowell, 38. Thank you so much. And who sells mattresses at a Justice? I don't know. What's up, Share Ticket 41? Happy birthday, Cherry Cherry. Thank you so much for all you do for the community. I'm telling you guys right now, when I said my team on that interview, I meant my team. All of the people that have them wrenches on there, all of you guys in the community, y'all are my team. Trust me, because I'm not anything without you. What's up, Caddy? Thank you. Matter of time. It is a matter of time for all that stuff. Like I always tell people, when any of these cases that, and this is the unfortunate part, because there are a lot, and it doesn't matter what case it is. Any case that you work on, any case that you go to, any case, and it's so unfortunate because I've always said from the beginning of when I made my show, if people just put that energy towards doing the right thing, can you imagine how much less we would be talking about victims? If everybody took their energy and just put it together to really truly be about justice and truth for these families, there would be so much less victims out there. Because imagine this. Think about how many people already are a part of the true crime community on all these different platforms. Imagine. And instead, that's what really drives me nuts. That's why I call them out like I call them out, because people ain't got that time. We need to help these victims and people. I mean, why do you think we're doing what we're doing too? We're trying to prevent possible victims in the future. That's why we're not only trying to help the past, but we're also trying to help the present and the future. What's up, Rebecca? Thank you for hopping in. Yeah, she is. Kylie. Yes, happy birthday. And justice for Micah. What's up, Seahawk? Vivian, shout out to you. I'll be getting to all my YouTube comments tomorrow. All of the comments from the last couple days. I will be responding to all of them tomorrow. And I want to say, I can't wait to see if you're coming out there. But this is the thing. And this is what I was telling some of the boots on the ground members that are going to be joining me coming up for what we're going to be doing when I get back out there in Myrtle Beach. I said, look, everybody is known, and this is important for everybody. Everybody is known that the day of standing at solid rock was going to come to an end. It wasn't going to last forever. Okay? This is what I was telling some of the new boots on the ground members, because what are we going to do? And I said, look, we all have known this whole time that standing in front of solid rock wasn't going to last forever. But I want you guys to understand this. What, CJ? What's up? what we're going to be doing after standing outside of Solid Rock, what we're going to be doing out there, boots on the ground, what we're going to be digging up and exposing out there on location is going to be way more justice for Micah. So I want you guys to know this right now. The day that I step foot back out in Myrtle Beach in a week and a half, it's on. If you thought all that was justice for Micah, and that's how high it could go, just wait. Because once we're out there as a team, out there together on the ground, justice for Micah is just going to really overflow, y'all. Because, like I always say, I can't do it without y'all. Now, I'm one person, and I've been one person. I've had some others come out there. But for the most part, I've been one person trying for 5 months, almost 6 months, going hardcore, trying to do everything that I can do. And wait till you see 5 CJs out there doing what I've been doing for 5-6 months. I'm telling you right now. We all know it was going to come to an end one day. Now, they're still going to be there this weekend. I won't be able to. I'm going to be hosting the live for you guys. Now, the weekend after that, I don't know. Because honestly, I don't think this is just my personal opinion. I think it's going to be an empty parking lot next weekend. So the weekend after that, I don't know. I haven't talked to Melissa. I don't know what she's planning. I don't know what she has planned. I'm just being real with y'all. I don't see there being anybody in that parking lot next weekend. But just wait. Just because nobody's going to be in that parking lot doesn't mean that the Justice for Micah movement in Myrtle Beach dwindles. I'm telling you right now, once I'm back out there, once we get together and we start working like we're not only for Micah, but for Amber and all these other victims too, just wait. We're going to be a tidal wave out there, boots on the ground. Justice for Micah will still be overflowing. Still. What's up, Casey? Thank you for hopping in. Happy birthday again, Cherry. Get through these comments. What's up, Nikki? Can you guys hear Baby Angel? Oh my gosh. I got to say thank you so much. Number one, thank you, Miriam. This is the cutest thing, you guys. This is the cutest thing. Let me get through some comments real quick and then I'll show you. I got to say thank you so much, Miriam. This is one of the cutest freaking Amazon gifts that I've gotten, and it's not even for me. It's not even for me. Thank you so much, David and SC. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're just going to hang out for a little bit here, and then we're going to get into some business, and then after that, the next shows we're going to really be diving in. I'm just trying to I'm still trying to wake up from that long trip, man. That was a long trip, heading back, and we got a lot more driving coming up. I got another 10 hours tomorrow or Friday, and then another 8 hours on Saturday, and then another 14, 15, or 16, depending on traffic and road conditions, coming up a couple days after that. So a lot of driving. It's not, the truth always comes out. Just wait. Just wait for a couple weeks. Y'all are going to see a lot of truth. When you're in the business of getting information. Just saying. Thank you. Appreciate that, Sally. Integrity and honesty, it's what it's about. True investigating and documenting. That's the senior producer reached out to me and he was like, "Yo, my colleague shared your footage and your investigations, and we would like to have you on for a live interview. Would tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning work?" I was like, "What?" And I felt so bad too because they messaged me at like 11 in the morning while I was still at the protest. They were trying to call and message, and I didn't even see it. Um, I didn't even see it until I was heading back, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And they're like, "We'll let you choose the footage, even." And I was like, "Okay, well, how about I let my community choose what footage instead of me, because it's about us." Thank you so much, Beach Bell, and thank you all for your support. Jamie 32. Well, thank you, Night Bottom 18. Who I know who CJ would say no to. I no. Like Banfield, I don't know if I could. I listen, I've had a love-hate relationship with Nancy Grace for a couple years now. I would listen, I'm not afraid of Nancy Grace. I actually love how she goes about. She abrasive and a little rough around the edges sometimes? Of course she is. Does she do some crazy ass, Yeah, she is. That's why we quit you know, we quit talking back then. But you got to love the energy. You got to love the energy that Nancy Grace comes with, because she it's just like us. It's Listen, we're about business, okay? We're about finding the answers, the truth right now. Let's cut off the fat off the steak. Let's get to business. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes does she go a little overboard? Yeah, she does. Caddy, see? Drinks with Nancy. Yep. Come on, Nancy. Let's just go. Because it's like, Nancy, you're so upset. You're so tense. It's like, Nancy, let's just go out for a drink. You know what I'm saying? I'll crack some jokes for you. I'll make you laugh a little bit. You'll have a good time. You'll have a good time. Like, come on, Nancy. Yeah, we've had that joke for a long time. A long time. Thank you so much, Sheriff, for the kind words about the GoPros. Get a GoPro 8. Don't get anything above that. That's my best advice to anybody, because I wish I would have known. Uh, I wish I would have known. So get a GoPro 8. Unless you just care, if you're doing like 10 or 15-minute clips and you got like 5 batteries, go ahead. But if you want to be like, trust me, it's a struggle to try and give you the footage I give you with the GoPro. Seriously, there was some dude that came up to me a couple weeks ago. He was like a photographer. He was working with some organization. And he came up to me a couple weeks ago. You probably heard it on the live. He came up to me a couple weeks ago. He's like, "Man, that setup you got, dude. What?" I was like, "This is all just different things that I've put together, just different ideas." He's like, "Man." So I gave him, the brands, the information, that way he could, get whatever. I even got something else in the mail regarding that. I want to say thank you also for the earbuds. They took a crap out in Myrtle Beach, and so I had to use some alternates, and I got the new ones today. Thank you so much to the community. These are brand new, and they sound beautiful. Your Court TV. Thank you so much, David and SC. Thank you. I appreciate it. The boots. Did you? Yes, that's what I'm saying. Oh, and since it was you, I'm gonna go. I was gonna go through all the comments first, but here I want to say thank you so much. Not only again for the new headset, because the other one did take a crap out there in Myrtle Beach. Check this out, you guys. Hold on, let me go solo. Look at this little hoodie. Oh, look at this little hoodie, you guys. It's a little hoodie for baby Angel. Look at this thing. And guess what? Because I do have my own clothing. I make my own clothing. So what we're going to do, see this? Here, I'll show it again. Here, hold on. Let me get rid of the comment. Hold on. Here we go. Look at how cute that is. A little hoodie, even with the strings. See it right here? Even with the strings on the hoodie. Look at how cute this is, you guys. A little hoodie for baby Angel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have on the back here, because I have my own search crew hoodies when we're out there searching. So when we're out there searching, I have search crew hoodies that we all wear. And so what I'm going to do is on the back of this, instead of Evil CJ Search Crew, it's going to be Baby Angel Search Crew. So Baby Angel is going to have her own Search Crew hoodie. So thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Also, I do want to say shout out to Justice for Amber and the beautiful team that I have working in the background for me, the angels and the demon, the wrenches. I want to say thank you so much to you guys. I got a humongous package of Justice for Amber wristbands, Justice for Amber Burbilia, and we're going to be giving those away when we have, because we got a lot of work coming up. A lot of work, you guys. I'm telling you, a lot of work. Boots on the ground, behind the scenes coming up for Amber Burbilia's case. Thank you so much, Miriam. I appreciate the support. Justice for Micah. Thank you. I saw a creator put their watermark on footage from the raid, and I can't decide if it's your footage or it's probably mine. It's for the community. It's sad, It's sad that people can do that, but they can always go to the original source and see when it was actually created compared to what, But it is what it is. You'll have that in this business where people are always trying to be 50%. People are always trying to be 50%, trying to get recognized for 150. But that's when you hang out with me, you see the 150 because we actually do the work for that. What's up, Gina? Thank you so much. Thank you for the kind words. Jamie 32, Kathy 79. And I know I'm late on chat, but I just want to make sure I say hello to everybody and read everything going on. Again, thank you so much for the hoodies. There were droves of people saying who is. Yep, exactly. Even when we were out there for Micah's case and I was telling people about Amber, people that were from there, I was telling about Amber, and they were like, I've never heard that one, and I'm from here. And I'm like, I know, there's a lot, trust me. There's a lot. Thank you. And I am honored to have you and all of you as part of my team, because really, you all know, the ones with the wrenches, you all know in the background how much you do, and not only for the victims, but a special shout out to the angels for what they do for me. Not only for information, uh, but also for protection. For protection too. I'm telling you guys right now, you all out in the community, these people of the team in the background, the ones with the wrenches, you all don't know how much they protect me. And that's just not in this community, that's in all over. There's a reason why I got emojis for angels and thank you, angels, because I'm telling you right now, they do so much more than what you guys even realize because you don't see it. Seriously. The when they protect me so much and have this whole time. You got to listen, any of the kind words that come to me about this stuff that we're doing, you all got to give it 5 times to the mods because they're the ones that really truly protect CJ when CJ is doing what he's doing for real. Because if I didn't have the protection of that team, I wouldn't even be able to do what I'm doing. How am I supposed to do what I'm doing if I don't have protection? You gotta shout out the angels. What's up, God's girl? Hurry back. I'm coming back about a week and a half. And trust me, justice for Micah movement is not over. In fact, it's going to be multiple fold coming. And we got a special surprise coming up for you all here very soon. Because not only Court TV recognizes the media, there's a lot of other people that recognize the media of CJ Media and investigations. Not just the investigations, but specifically the media. And it's going to be something exclusive for you all that nobody else is going to be able to bring to you. It's going to be exclusive. So that's going to be exciting. I just haven't been able to say anything for a couple weeks because the atmosphere out there with these trolls, plastic figures, hot dog steaks. You think they got big mad at Court TV? Just wait. They're going to get big mad coming soon with the exclusivity that we got. Can't wait. Did you see the post by? Yeah. I mean, JP, this is the thing though. JP's not going to tell anybody until the last minute. I've been there. You all have with chat. I've been there, boots on the ground. I'm telling you right now, you could see it happening. Remember Gucci belt? It was already taking place when I came back. It was already taking place. Before I came back 2 times ago, it was already taking place. This is no surprise to me. This is why I've had everything laid out when it comes to the efforts that's going on, because I know that right now there's a lot of focus on another direction, and I'm not about trying to take focus away from that. But now that the focus is now like, hey, let's go. Just wait. They opened one up, I think, recently. Didn't they? I think they just cut ribbons on a women's shelter in Myrtle Beach a couple weeks ago, right? I think I seen that on the local news. Let me know, because I thought I could have swore I seen that on the local news that they opened a women's shelter in Myrtle Beach. What's up, Kiki? We love you too. I need a drink of my coffee. Watching him. They've been, yeah, they have been. When is the fishing trip? I don't know what you mean. For information, I always fish every day. From Idaho 4, you were going to invite her. Oh, the lady, the real estate lady? Oh man, I feel sorry, dude. I know. You almost have that's the thing I've experienced. I got a $400 drone and then spent another $300 in accessories and backup stuff cuz I'm not just going out there for 10 minutes. And I've had the same problem, man. I just haven't I almost lost it. We were doing work for Riley Strain, searching for Riley Strain, and I got my drone out for law enforcement. I was working with some law enforcement there, and I damn near lost it in the river. I feel you, man. I'm sorry about that. It sucks to hear about that. What's up, Busby, number 93? No, I don't do GoFundMe's. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Yeah, she'll want to play with the strings. That's one of her favorite things when she's yes, I need a Starlink. When she's sitting on my shoulder, uh that's one of the things she loves. She loves chewing the the strings. I tried putting her in it today and she was fighting me. We'll get it. We'll get there. She don't even I tried putting a little cute bow tie collar on her. A little pink bow tie because she's so pretty. But she just wants to tear it off. So I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna keep trying. I'm gonna keep trying. Trust me, because I gotta get a photo. I gotta get a photo of it. But thank you. I appreciate that. It is the best team ever, and they are. They're amazing. They're amazing. What's up, Melcy? What's up, Debbie, Costa Rica? Yes, thank you for taking care of me for real. If you guys could see all the work in the background that they do, it's like having brothers and sisters working with you for real because you're like, damn, man, these people. I'm even in awe sometimes with their protection for real. I'm just like, damn, it makes you feel so good, because there's so many sketchy, half assed people out there. And when you really have people that truly care, man, it means the world because those are the things that money can't buy. What's up, Dre? Thank you so much for hopping in. Appreciate you. I have a late night coffee. There we go. It's actually in Conway, the DV shelter. Thank you. Yeah, it was. I remember seeing it on local news. What, 3 weeks ago? Something like that. Something like that. Is not a good place. No. That's the unfortunate thing. As these cases that I dig into, like I told you guys before, I've been working on some other ones that will be showing here coming up here in the near future as part of the Myrtle Beach Mystery series. It's I was shocked because I hear certain nicknames and phrases and things like that, and I'm sitting there going, "Okay, come on." Like, I've already seen all of it. Like, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. And then all of a sudden, you start digging in and you're like, holy shit, this is worse than I ever thought. This is worse than I ever thought. And it is. It is. It's crazy. All right. Hold on one second. What is this? Hold on one second, you guys. What the? Okay. I'll have to go into that. What the hell? Okay, that's weird. All right. I'm going to here's the link, and we don't have to play it. But I'm going to go ahead and share it. I'm going to share a couple things here first. Sorry, I got distracted there. I'm going to show you. We're going to go through a couple things here first. This is one of the things I wanted to share with everybody. Okay, when it comes to how we do things around here, and who we work with and who we don't. Okay, so I want everybody to look at this fruit, and this is like I've always said. Mama always said since I was, you are who your friends are. You are who your friends are. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You are who your friends are. This is important because you could be this guy back over here. You could be this person back here. You could be this person right over here that isn't even touching that. Mama always said, you are who your friends are. So you're going to see, and there's a reason why I don't work with certain individuals, and there's a reason why I don't associate. I don't associate with this. I don't associate with this. I don't associate with this, or 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 even with this. And this is very important in my message tonight. I don't even with this. Because at some point in time, every single one of these is going to look just like this one. Even if you are the one that's sitting over here. If you take a piece of rotten fruit and place it beside perfectly good fruit, what happens? What happens is the mold from the rotten fruit spreads over to the good fruit, and both end up in bad condition. So, what happens when you surround yourself with people who don't build you up? Well, you become just like them. Very important. CJ, why don't you associate? CJ, why don't you work with? Again. Keep that in mind. Like I said, I drop Easter eggs for you all all the time. This is an Easter egg. This is an Easter egg. The next picture I'm going to show you, and this is what I was referring to earlier in the intro. This right here. Update. Micah Miller case. Siren. Update. Feds in Horry County Sheriff's Departments were seen for hours yesterday at the community pool. That Chris Skinner was found deceased. Myrtle Beach media reports. Myrtle Beach media, also known as iPhone Glitch, also known as Krabby Courtney, also known Plastic Jesus, also known as the dried out rose. You know, the ones that you put hairspray on and hang them upside down. Those kind of roses. You know what I'm saying? You after they, they before they start to wither, you spray some like hairspray on it and you flip it upside down and you let it hang. You let it air dry so that, you know what I mean? So again, I want to tell you all, when it comes to the Easter egg that I'm telling you about, and I don't care. I don't care. This right here. Because when I look at this picture, when I see this picture right here, I see a whole group of individuals that is not only slandered, defamed, created misinformation about us, about me, while we've been out here on this case. I'm sorry, Tanya, you need to catch up. We only have one account here. Somebody else has multiple. You got to catch up. This right here. Very important. All right. Now, it is nasty, isn't it? But like I said, Mama always said, you are who your friends are. I'm not. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the truth. I'm not. I give you 150% or I give you 0%. It's either 150 or 0. I'm not the fool that forgives every single fucking person, no matter what they do. I'm the mother that gives you 150% or 0. And I ain't got to say nothing nasty at all. That's why I don't get burned. That's why I'm always about business. That's why I'm always about doing it the right way for the right reason, because my mind doesn't get manipulated like some of these others do. It is what it is. That's on them. So there's the link for the Court TV episode. We're not going to watch it, but what we are going to watch is we're going to watch the Law and Crime Network, where Regina Ward was on there, and then we're going to watch Nancy Grace. Now there's ex FBI on there. I already told you guys yesterday, day before. Um, uh, I'm going to be discussing some things with an ex FBI agent, um, and I'm going to let you guys know exactly, because there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into all this. I was even having this conversation on the phone a little bit ago, before the show, or actually during when I was supposed to do the show. I was even having the conversation about uh, how it's not only financial, it's not only um, in regards to like there's other things that are involved. There's there's different departments. Now the more information, the more ironclad. Obviously, it's going to move up higher, but there's also, as soon as it, right after she passed, and shortly after that, when the information was getting to them, that's when it starts getting dissected and going into different departments. So just because it looks like one part of the investigation is moving a hell of a lot quicker than and it makes some people think that that's all it is. No, you have to understand, there's it's like lasagna. There's a bunch of different layers, and each layer cooks at a different speed. You know what I'm saying? And so you just got to trust. You just got to trust that the right things are happening. Trust, it's when it comes to, you know, who's being investigated, it's bigger than that. It's they're not going to let everybody know, and they're certainly not going to work with people that are not in their own agency. Now when it comes to like um different things that we can provide, that's one thing. But nobody, no matter what anybody tells you, nobody from the current agency that is currently working is going to be saying anything to anybody that's not in the agency. Because if that actually took place, they wouldn't even be part of the agency, because that's one of the prerequisites of joining the agency is, you know what I'm saying? But what we are going to do is we're going to get to those episodes. I'm going to show you guys the photos real quick. I know you already saw them, but I'm going to share the photos with you guys so you can see them all full screen. Hold on one second. Let me get that screen share for you too. And then we're going to get in to those episodes. Sorry, it's weird being back in the studio now. We're just going to be here for a couple days. All right, so here is this one. So we'll go ahead and flip through them real quick. You can see all the stuff going on. This is why I'm saying, I'm wondering if there's Daddy's girl, do me a favor, because I won't be there. I'm going to reach out, because I know Terry is going to record. I know you said you will, Daddy's girl. What do you think, Daddy's girl? Do you think there's going to be any cars in that parking lot this coming weekend? I think it's going to be empty, and I think it's going to be empty for a few weeks. What do you think? They don't disclose anything, Cher. Like Cher, you could literally call the FBI every day and ask them if there's any updates or not, and then you could go on social media and say that you work with FBI. Like what? Like, I'm in contact with FBI every day. Oh, okay. If you want to call them every day, because they're probably, no, we don't have anything new that we can share. Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm in contact every day. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like I was having this conversation earlier too. I said the real people that do real work don't go around and talk about doing it. It's the saying, if you got to brag about it, you ain't got it. And the last thing that any of these agencies are going to do is work with people that have loose lips, cuz like Busby says all the time, loose lips sink ships. So if you're out there promoting, working, and knowing information, being some kind of source between the people and the agency, well, you already know that it's fake shit, because uh, they don't do that. Guess who that is? Always. And look at that. We got multiple, multiple, multiple. Taking the music equipment out. Taking all the music equipment out. You got, damn, look at that belly. That's like, I need to catch up. I need to catch up. The sandals and socks. You always got to love the sandals and socks. Now, I wonder what he's thinking, you know? But I don't know. Let me know. Do you think, yeah, they were moving stuff out all day. Like I said, these were, and I want to say thank you to so much to the community, because they were like, CJ, we want you to have these first before we send them out. And they sent me like, oh my gosh, it was so many, 30, 40 pictures or something. And I can't help it. I didn't even fall asleep, you guys, until I got home at 4. I didn't even get to sleep till 7:30, 8 o'clock. Because I stayed up. I was gonna stay up and do the show since I didn't get any sleep, and I was gonna stay up and do it. And then when I heard that it got rescheduled, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get to sleep since that court hearing got rescheduled. I'm going to go ahead and get to sleep. And then that way, you know, I can go ahead and have everything ready for tonight as we hang out and kind of go through some things. And then I woke up at like 3 and I was like, oh shit, I felt so bad. And they were like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, this is the thing with me, and everybody knows this. This is why it's not there's not even there's no bogus ass promotion or anything going on here. I ain't worried about being first. I'm not worried about it, because to me it's always about the victims, families, and communities. So whatever the attention is the attention. I don't have to be a part of it. And that's what I was telling them, like, I've never been worried about being first place. If anything, I'm sorry to you because I was sleeping. So I'm sorry. And it's never about being first. I was getting some comments today like, I can't believe I've never came across your channel before. It's like, because we're not out there always trying to be first. It's just we're working on other cases too, you know. It's not just one that we're working on. We're doing other things too. And then also when I'm out there, I don't fly everywhere, and I don't you know, I can't sleep here and sleep there. It's basically I got to do the whole haul in one trip. There's that. All sorts of photos. So, what do y'all think? I don't think there's gonna. Oh yeah, they've already cleaned it out. They got done cleaning it out a little bit ago. Do you guys think that there's gonna be cars in the parking lot next week? I don't think so. I honestly think that it's gonna be empty. I really do. When they take out the band equipment, that right there, regardless of these boxes. Because remember, when we showed up after the night of the raid, the night or the day of the raid, remember, we went to Solid Rock. I was looking in the windows. If you go to the SD zoom in version, here, let me go to that real quick as we're talking, and I'll just let it play. We'll go to the zoomed in version. Let's see. This one right here. I think it's this one. Hey, baby, say hi. Say hi, baby. Out here at Solid Rock Church now. We'll go walk by the peach tree. A lot of stuff happening today. Okay, so when... Oh! Hold on one second. So we were... Yeah, right here. Okay. As I was standing there, I was looking through the windows. I was like, holy crap. Holy crap. Things are covered up. It's the first time ever the curtains have been opened up. What the hell? What is going on? I've never seen the curtains be this open, and it's like the agents wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that. Daddy's girl, read your text. $2 super chat. Thank you. Contribution call out. Hold on, let me throw that up there for you. Contribution call out. Daddy's girl for the $2 super chat. Read your text. All right, let me read my text. Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I know they're saying that the school is closed and that yeah, see, when curtains wide open. And I kind of walk up and down. This is I think this is part 15 of the 1 through 16 that I dropped after the raid. Baby, come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Get down. Oh, no. Hold on one second. Where'd you go? All right. Being sneaky. Oh, no. Now what? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Come on. Get. Come on. Hey, I'm watching. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Yeah. I'm watching you. All right. Hold on. I'm watching you. She knows. Trying to climb up a whole bunch. All over the entertainment center and everything. All right. Sorry about that. But yeah, as I walking up and down and I'm opening up the curtains, or the curtains are opened up. I'm walking up and down, noticing the curtains are opened up. And then we were looking inside, and it was crazy. Like, things were covered up with sheets. You could tell it looked pretty empty. There was a coffee pot. You saw the coffee pot in one of the photos. So yeah, it was the night of the raid when we went out to the church. Uh, come on, FBI agents are not going to go open curtains. If anything, they're going to close them, right? And we've been out there for 5-6 months. They never have those curtains open. If anything, one of them might have a crack in it or something. They've always been shut for the most part. So it was very odd to see the curtains like that when we were there that night, because it was the day of the raid. Now that day, you saw Trisha there. You saw Trisha. She was taking some stuff out. So when it comes to like, JP giving notice, he knows how much Trisha was pushing for him, and the last thing that he's wanting to do is be like, look, Trish, it's gone, like it's gone. He probably didn't want. I'm telling you right now, Trisha's gonna be the first one to roll. Watch. There's a reason. She's gonna be the first one to roll. All right, so we're gonna get into this. I want to get into the lawn crime episode that was from yesterday. Now it came out yesterday. It was as I was driving, I think, is when it dropped. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna discuss some things, and then we'll kind of get everything prepped and ready for the next couple days. So let me pull up the lawn crime. Let me share the link this real quick so you guys have it for yourself as well. And we're going to touch on a lot of the stuff that they're going to be bringing up in the episodes, because it's stuff that we were even saying not only weeks ago, but also when we were out there during the raid. And we even have, I think it was part 6 or 7, where we had footage of Regina coming up and hanging out. She was hanging out on the same side of the lawn that we were on. She ended up having an interview with local news. I haven't seen that yet. And then she hung out there for a little bit and then kind of took off. I'd say maybe like half hour or so, something like that. But yeah, this is different angles. You can see, like, look at this. The windows are just like, when have you ever seen Faith First Academy's windows? There's one of the sheets. There we go. That's a sheet that was on the table covering something. But as you can see, like I said, go through all the different parts, 1 through 16. This is part 15. You'll see the thumbnail. It's like daytime at the church, but we were out there when the sun was setting. But I'm going through, and you can see in each curtain, you see what I'm saying? There's like something that was on the table that was covered up from a sheet. It was very odd. It was very odd. So dig through that if you want to. All right, let me get this episode ready, and we're going to check out this lawn crime. Thank you all for hopping in. Appreciate you very much. And here we go.
After a young woman's shocking death, her husband, a pastor at a South Carolina church, is apparently the focus now of the FBI, and they just searched his home. We're talking, of course, about John Paul Miller. But if this FBI search is not connected to the death of Micah Miller, then what could be the focus? We're going to sit down with a lawyer who was actually at the scene during the FBI search, as well as a former FBI agent, to get a peek into what might be going on behind the scenes. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So this is a story that went viral back in April. John Paul Miller, who was a pastor at Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, announced at the end of a sermon that his wife, 30-year-old Micah, was dead. And he said that she had taken her own life at a state park in North Carolina. The backlash to this was swift. Friends, family of Micah Miller, they immediately suspected John Paul might have had something to do with her death. And even though apparently it was announced at the time that he was hundreds of miles away in Charleston when Micah died, and to be clear, he has never been criminally charged in connection with her death, but nonetheless, supporters of Micah, those closest to her, they have launched a campaign to bring attention to the problems that John Paul and Micah were having in their marriage. They wanted an investigation into whether John Paul might have even intentionally pushed Micah to take her own life. Now, John Paul, though, to be clear, stepped down from his role or his positions at the church in May. The medical examiner did officially rule that Micah died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She was seen on surveillance video buying a gun at a pawn shop before she drove to Lumber River State Park. This is just over the state line in North Carolina. Micah even called 911 to let them know what she was about to do so her family could find her body. The dispatcher had tried to talk her out of it, but it was too late. John Paul and his father, though, they've always maintained that Micah suffered from serious mental health problems, and they claim that she had stopped taking her medication. But there were several factors that we're going to get into that made her family and friends, and those who've been following the story, suspicious, like the fact that Micah had filed for divorce before her death, John Paul's criminal record, what court paperwork from his first marriage revealed about the relationship. At the time of Micah's death, the Robeson County Sheriff's Office said the FBI was conducting a, quote, parallel investigation, but said that that investigation didn't involve Micah or her death. I should be more specific about that. And now what we want to talk about is brand new information that FBI agents were at John Paul's Myrtle Beach home at the end of last week. But the exact reasons for why they were searching his home are still a little bit vague. So to talk about this, I want to bring on attorney Regina Ward, who actually had been representing Micah in her divorce case against John Paul. And it's our understanding she was there at the time FBI conducted this search. And I'm also joined by former CIA and FBI agent Tracy Walder, News Nation contributor. Great to have you both here. Thank you so much. Regina, I'll start with you. So you were there. Why were you there? And what can you tell us about what you observed?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I wasn't there in the beginning, obviously. I didn't get there till later in the afternoon. When I arrived, there was still, plenty of Micah supporters there, lots and lots of FBI agents everywhere, all of the classic FBI cars and such. I actually stood over with the neighbor right next to John Paul Miller's home. And so I was able to observe for myself some of the items that were being, brought out from the home. And so I got to see some of that. Of course, I don't have the knowledge of what's inside some of those paper bags and boxes, of course, but obviously I did see some things that they took out.
Well, what were some of the things that you saw them take out?
Well, one of the things that I was most pleased with that I saw taken out of that house was a large all-in-one computer.
Yep, there was. If you go to, let me see, we got the footage of that too. Let me see. Where was that? Let me see. I think it, yeah, I'm not sure which one it is, but it's like a huge monitor. It was a big white monitor. That is basically an all-in-one computer. That was the crazy thing. Yeah, it was the big white monitor. That was the crazy thing when we were watching it, because we had the best seat in the house. I mean, shoot, that's one of the reasons Court TV was like, man, the view that you got of all the action. This right here. So the see right here. This right here. You could see somebody like basically standing right there and carrying it out. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, where's the box? Where's the bag? Like, it wasn't even covered up. Yeah, it was a huge monitor. It was like, oh my gosh. Maybe another half a foot on each side of the agent, plus, it was pretty decent size, big white monitor. You could see the ports in the back on the side and everything. I don't remember what part it is, but the RAID 1 through 16 in the video section, you can go through each one and see it. You could definitely see that's the one with the big bag. When I was showing you guys, like, this right here, got this big ass bag out of there, and it's like, whoa, what do you need what? Maybe they were going to try and put the monitor in that. I don't know. I have no idea, but yeah, there was a humongous monitor. Other than that, see, you can see them. They're getting stuff for the documents, because when another agent came out and they had a stack of documents that they had sealed, and they kind of put those up in their little filing cabinet section in the top left of one of those doors. And then they had some boxes out there and stuff like that. But this was the crazy thing. Was that if you go watch the footage, and I probably should do this myself sometime, watch the footage and literally, like, see everything that was taken out of that truck and compare it to what came out of there. Because I don't know, when I'm sitting there and I'm seeing multiple trips coming out, taking bags and boxes and folders and supplies, and then even though there was a lot, it seemed like, where's the other stuff? I don't know. It almost made me feel like there was still somebody inside there. I don't know. It was crazy. So I don't know. I need to do that sometime. Go through each one and make like an inventory of my own.
And so my thought process, of course, is that there's probably stuff on there or evidence on there that's going to help the FBI take the next step in this case.
By the way, as you may know, we have been actively following the Micah Miller story for a while here on Sidebar. We've been trying to stay up to date on any new developments. And one of the reasons that we're able to continue to do that kind of work is not only because of you guys, and we can't thank you enough for your support, but also because of our sponsors and the work they do with us.
Okay. Okay, hold on. We're going to skip your Sidebar upside promo code, and we're just going to go right to here, because I do have premiums, so y'all don't have to deal with commercials, and I keep my commercials at a minimum, so y'all don't even have to see commercials when you're trying to tune in to the show.
What this is about? Did you speak to any of the FBI agents at the scene?
Thank you, Cher.
I actually do have and know the agents' names that are assigned to Micah's case. In fact, I guess that maybe a couple of months ago or so, I was actually served with a U.S. grand jury subpoena for all of my file materials and things that belong to Micah. So I knew firsthand at that point that it was actually serious. It wasn't just Robeson County saying, oh, FBI came and did a parallel search. No, they were actually activating an investigation and was collecting the evidence, starting with me and witnesses and other potential victims and so forth. And of course, taking those next steps to execute a search warrant.
To be clear, though, is this about Micah's death or her relationship with John Paul? That might have, maybe, from what I'm hearing, what you're saying, might have to not just be about Micah, but other people as well. I think you used the word victim or alleged victims. Are you saying this is larger than Micah? Is it about her death, or is it something else?
Right. Anything that I would know personally, if anything at all, there would be certain things that I wouldn't be able to disclose anyway, but Sure. I'll put it this way. This case and that search warrant was definitely about Micah, whether it was directly related to her, her untimely death. The thing that I'm saying is that with regard to that search warrant, it had Micah's name all over it because, but for Micah leaving behind journals and evidence and information that would lead a trail for the FBI to follow, they would have never knocked on his door ever to begin with. So is it directly related to Micah and her passing? Well, gosh, I certainly hope so to some degree. But I also say this, that don't forget, there have been plenty of people in the past where we never, got to arrest them for what we alleged that they had done. But, I always like to say, Al Capone didn't go to prison for murdering anyone. He went to prison for tax evasion. Jail is jail. Would I like for it to be something directly related to, him tying him with Micah? Yeah, but if it's something else, I'm fine with that too. Jail is jail. One of the things that I wanted the public to, obviously clearly understand is about the type of evidence that the FBI has now gotten access to. We think about things, especially with our wonderful Constitution that protects us all, right? Is from unreasonable searches and having an expectation of privacy in our homes. The federal magistrate is not going to just willy-nilly hand out a search warrant with, without the good probable cause. But the point that I wanted to make is that now the FBI will have access to evidence that they have retrieved from him that he expected to have some sort of expectation of privacy in. And those things would be email threads, email chains, text messages, website history on that computer, all of the things that we usually
all sorts of electronics. So then whoops, we were only coming in here for this. We accidentally stumbled upon this. Oh yeah. I mean, I've already been hearing all day that a certain somebody, how do I say this nicely? How do I even say this nicely? That that they don't want to live on this planet anymore. Like, there's going to be so many the electronics. There's going to be so many different things that are going to be exposed. Oh, man. And when you're doing dirty for so long, you don't want to sit in a cell.
Considered to be private to us. And those private documents, computer files, and that type of thing. So in the future, any of that type of evidence,
a lot of it.
If Mr. Miller wants to say, oh, yes, I wrote that letter admitting all of those things, but my wife told me to write it, therefore explaining it away. In this situation, whatever the FBI has retrieved there cannot be denied. It came from his home and from his source and under an expectation of privacy. So I think that that's going to be some very strong evidence that would be coming forward somewhere down the road.
All right, Tracy, let me turn this over to you. So our understanding is John Paul reportedly wasn't home during this search. Your thoughts on, was that intentional? And you're hearing what Regina's saying about what was collected from the house. What's your impression?
Well, so first to mention what Regina said, you have to have probable cause to get a search warrant. So they were obviously collecting on him on this case for quite some time. And part of me does wonder if this is more than just about the death of Micah, quite frankly, simply because of the fact that the FBI is involved and is executing a search warrant. My mind actually goes to some financial issues as well, as that is something that obviously that we investigate quite a bit. Now, in terms of serving a search warrant, it's actually usually preferable for the person not to be home, for us to serve that search warrant. My guess is, again, I don't have insider information. I can only just go off of what I have done in the past. We typically surveil the person actually for a period of a couple of weeks. These things don't happen automatically per se. We surveil them. We get to know sort of their
Let the dude get away. It was planned. What do you mean it was planned? It was planned. They know how erratic dude is. They were like, look, man, we ain't trying to have something escalate. Why do you think that you had that neighbor? We talked to him the day of the raid. Why do you think that neighbor was? They came all around the house. This is a search warrant. Get out there. Guns drawn. Because they did. Who else? Who else is in there? It was like, yo. And people like that usually have routines. That's one of the things FBI also pays attention to, the routines of individuals. They usually go to Starbucks about this time. It's so that, like I was telling the neighbor, he's like, I'm like, look, dude, they don't want it to escalate. You know what I'm saying? They want to go in there. They want to be able to get what they're already coming in there with the piece of paper. We get to go. You can't stop us. You can't stop us. And some people that don't want to respect that, all of a sudden things escalate. People could get hurt. The last thing that they want is for something like that to happen. And so they read the atmosphere. And it's better if we can just go in and get what we need. We're already allowed to go. It's better if we can just go in there, get what we need. Nothing gets escalated. Nobody gets hurt. We can control us. We can't control the other individual. But the last thing that we want to do is have something escalate, and then who knows? Somebody inside the house gets hurt, or God forbid, somebody outside the house gets hurt just because of that. It was on purpose. He didn't slip out and get away.
Let me expand upon that a little bit more because according to Kevin Miller, who's a spokesman for the Columbia, South Carolina FBI office, this was a court-authorized search. He declined to comment to the media as to the reason for the search, if anything was retrieved from the house. Will the FBI, Tracy, federal authorities reveal anything quite yet, or will they keep everything close to the vest unless or until there are charges?
I personally think that they're going to keep that information close to the vest until there are charges. They don't have to reveal that information. And to be completely blunt, Jesse, I'm sorry to be so blunt, it doesn't necessarily serve them right now to reveal that information. And quite frankly, in order to get the charges against him, they don't even have to reveal everything they have, just enough, right, to get those charges. So I am not certain that we will know anything right away until or if there is an arrest.
Regina, going back to
And listen, this is an ex-FBI agent telling you this. So when a YouTuber's telling you something different, oh boy, I think she would have the information before a YouTuber.
To you about that scene, you mentioned that there were people outside, protesters. They were posted up outside, I think, the Solid Rock Church. They made their way to the home. They were holding signs that said "Justice for Micah." What was that like? What was that scene like?
Yes, it actually was a fairly familiar scene that we've seen many times in many different places. I'll tell you, the people who are in support following this case and so forth are dedicated to seeing it through and are hopeful and at any place that they can to offer their support and to encourage. It was quite interesting too, because one thing that I liked seeing too was that when the FBI finished, was getting ready to leave the scene, everyone was clapping for them and, and chanting and saying you can't hide from the FBI, which is true. And I'm so glad that that it was mentioned that, people have made comments. John Paul just barely missed the FBI. I can assure you this was a very calculated, planned maneuver by the FBI, and they knew exactly where.
Exactly. That's why I was telling everybody during the raid, like, no, he didn't sneak out. He did not sneak out. There's a certain way that it works. Trust me.
John Paul
He
Miller
didn't
was at the
sneak
time
out.
that they did that. But I also wanted to say, too, with regard to potentially other victims of John Paul Miller himself, or, those who are associated with him, or that type of thing, that the police, the way we end domestic violence is by a victim breaking their silence. And so I would encourage anyone out there that feels that they have been victimized by him or any associations with the church, etc., to please reach out. If you don't want to, call a line that you don't know who's going to answer the other end, you're welcome to call my office. I'll put you in touch with the people who are actually involved with the case, because the more folks who have been victims of this, of a crime potentially, or some sort of abuse with him, the more of those that come forward, the stronger the case. And so it's just critically important that we all continue to stand together, fight for Micah, because when we fight for Micah, we're fighting for everyone else who's lived in the same situation.
So, Regina, what would be your reaction to when Russell Long, who is an attorney that's representing John Paul Miller, said, look, he doesn't have more information than anyone else because he said to local media there was no affidavit attached to the search warrant. So he didn't really know what this was about. But what he did say is that this was a fishing expedition. What's your response to that?
Well, sure it is. I mean, that's part of it. There's a step, not necessarily a fishing expedition. Like, for instance, the FBI didn't have anything to go on. We have to go back to, you cannot get a warrant unless there's probable cause, meaning more likely than not a crime has been committed. So, a federal magistrate is not going to sign off on a warrant unless there's, an indication that there's more to be gotten there. So that, obviously the next steps is, after getting all of the evidence they took from there, is it's going to take some time. And I want the public to understand, please be patient. I know some of the folks were saying, my gosh, it's taken too long. It's taken too long. No, this is a very slow, methodical process. If he does get indicted, we want those charges to stick.
Right. That's why I'm like telling people, fine wine takes time. You listen, everybody from the beginning, there was people, he should be in cuffs now. It's like, come on now, fine wine takes time. You rush that shit, it tastes horrible. You get a crazy, wicked hangover. It doesn't even go down smooth. You take the time. It goes down smooth. Doesn't give you crazy hangovers. It's got a beautiful, sweet taste to it. It takes time. It takes time. And that's another thing. I'm always going to say, FBI has a conviction rate 98%, 98.5%. Things take time. Why do things take time? Why do they charge separately for things? Why do certain parts of one complete investigation with the different parts? Why do some of them take longer than others? And there's a reason, because they do their stuff, and there's a reason why they have 98.5%. Because it's got to stick. It's got to stick. That's where I got the fishing from. Okay. I got you. When Russell tried to get that, there wasn't an at the court hearing. It's been done, closed. He's been cleared. Oh no. That's why when you look at it, it was like, dude, what are you talking about? We all knew that there was an investigation going on. Everybody knew it. It was PR. It was a PR stunt. That's when the settlement took place. It was right after that. We could always watch that sometime too. We had the zoom in on that. Oh, that was the zoom. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Hold on. What was the date of that, you guys? I'm gonna let this play. What was the date of that court hearing, you guys? I want to. We got to check out the Zoom for a couple minutes. Oh my gosh! Remember, Kylie, the freaking Zoom in? We got it. Come on. What was the date of that court hearing, y'all? Because right now everything's separated in date. I don't have time to organize it all. I just have it in dates right now. What was the date of that? Oh my gosh, we got to watch that
We wanted
again.
to go all the way through, so it doesn't need to be a rushed and hurried investigation. And they will take their time and sift slowly through each item, cataloging, evaluating, following clues to the next clue. So it's going to be some time, but I can tell you this, I do know for sure there's more to come.
Well, Tracy, let's talk about that. Let's talk about next steps here in the sense that neighbors said that who were observing this search, they said the FBI.
What was the date? Let me know.
FBI agents were wearing shirts that said Evidence Response Team.
Yeah, I had the video. It's almost, what's crazy? It's almost like Jesse watched the footage. Listen. When you watch here's the link to this episode. Go show some love to Law and Crime. But if you listen to what Jesse's saying and you watch my Samsung HD video, the Samsung HD video from the raid, and you hear everything that I'm saying and mentioning, it's crazy. It's like, bro, when I was watching this, I'm like, you watched my damn footage, man. Like, what are you talking about?
Let's talk about next steps here in the sense that neighbors said that who were observing this search, they said the FBI agents were wearing shirts that said Evidence Response Team. They were taking out bags of from the home, as we were just talking about with Regina. Talk to us about what happens. What does the Evidence Response Team do? What is the next steps once they collect this evidence? Talk us about what happens behind the scenes.
So the ERT, or Evidence Response Team, is really...
That's right. Oh, my Lord. Oh, boy.
What is the next steps once they collect this evidence? Talk us about what happens behind the scenes.
So the ERT, or Evidence Response Team, is really attached to basically all FBI offices, the larger ones, some of the small.
It's self-explanatory. Evidence Response Team.
Smaller ones have them as well, or they take from their larger offices that are the closest by. And really, their main job is to process properly and catalog all of that evidence. So I think there's sometimes a misconception that when FBI agents are going in, that we are also gathering the evidence. And sometimes we are, but more often than not, we are actually not. We are trained in how to, but the Evidence Response Team, or the ERT, that is what they have explicitly at Quantico been trained.
Right. That's why you see the Evidence Response Team was in there. You got the FBI and Evidence Response Team coming out to get the supplies. You see the guys in the FBI regular out there talking on the phone, hanging out outside. Some of them are inside. Evidence Response Team is the ones that are, like she said, trained to collect the information. It's part of the same team. I mean, it's like a point guard and a shooting guard and a small forward and a power forward and a center. They all have different positions, but they're on the same damn team. There's not
to do. Most of them are not FBI agents, although some of them actually can be, and they can work in those kind of dual roles. And they are what we call bagging and tagging all of that evidence, and then putting it into a register, and then taking it back to the office so that it can be kept there securely to be processed.
Right. So it can go, it has the chain of custody They're going in there, they collect it, they seal it, they document it, then it gets handed over. Chain of custody. Okay, I'm going to go through this folder here. Okay, this. All right, this goes here. This will go here. All right, this will go here. Okay, and then the next one. I mean, it's a chain of custody thing.
And Tracy, what's the relationship between the FBI and federal prosecutors? In a case, again, we still don't know all the details. Regina maybe does, but obviously can't share. But what's that relationship like in terms of next steps?
Oh, it's very, very close. Sometimes we get a little frustrated, quite frankly, with the federal prosecutors, because the reality is when you're serving a search warrant, and I said this before, actually, when you and I talked about the Diddy case, there was no question that there was going to be a subsequent indictment, in my opinion. And
isn't it crazy they brought that up? And I want to say shout out to Veronica for calling it, the JP Diddy shit. But it's true. You guys, I was having this conversation right before the show. You don't think trafficking's not going to be part of it? It's been part of it from a long time ago. Look at what Allison wrote. Come on, man. Come on.
And I am so grateful for Regina talking about how long it takes. It takes a long time, especially when there's digital evidence to go through all of that. So we do need to be patient. It is very, very close. We are in contact with them all of the time because they don't want to issue charges or an indictment without really a preponderance of evidence, quite frankly. The reality is if we are there serving a search warrant, charges are definitely forthcoming.
Regina, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you one other thing, and to bring a larger...
Yeah, they're not going in there to collect something, to find something. No. They're going in there to collect what they're going in there to collect. Might they stumble across something else? Yeah, they might stumble across something else. Yeah.
Your perspective. So friends and family, they have alleged that John Paul, who's, I believe, 14 years older than Micah. The allegation was that he groomed her from the time that she was a teenager and that he was a youth pastor. They also claim that John Paul was abusive toward Micah. In fact, Micah had posted on her social media in the weeks before her death, offering her support to people who are in this kind of circumstances.
So you don't have to stay in a abusive relationship, whether that's sexual, whether that's somebody forcing you to take illegal drugs or alcohol abuse or physical abuse, psychological abuse, making you think that this is all your fault, or you're a bad mom, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad husband, or you're not giving it your all when you know you are. God hates divorce. But why? According to everybody I've asked and the scriptures that I've found, it's because it hurts people. But does abuse hurt people? How do you think God feels about that?
Now, that video is from March of this year. Micah died the following month. And since then, there have been concerning reports coming out about John Paul. For example, we learned from court documents that were filed by John Paul's ex-wife, Allison, that John Paul and Micah were having difficulty at home, which was impacting the 4 children that they shared custody of. And in a verified complaint in support of her request to modify custody, child support, alimony, it says, plaintiff alleges that since the entry of the party's prior final order, defendant has exhibited increasingly unstable behaviors, failed to provide a safe and stable environment for the minor children during the periods of visitation, and has exposed and involved the minor children in incidents of domestic dispute and discord, which have been traumatic to the minor children and not in their best interest. She also goes on to accuse John Paul, who she calls JP, of deviant sexual behavior. And she claims that Micah was actually their babysitter, but John Paul had started this relationship with her. What can you tell us about all that?
Well, goodness, it's a whole lot to unpack there. But basically, I would say most of that, not that most of that, I should say that is an accurate representation from what the information that I have. There's actually a whole lot more to it. that's not been disclosed to the public will not be disclosed to the public for various reasons. So yes, there were lots of things that were happening. And Micah herself had even was concerned and called his ex-wife to say, please come get your children. I think there's a concern.
Tracy, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you one more thing as we're thinking about why the FBI conducted this search without him being present, these allegations, what we're talking about. He has a criminal record, John Paul Miller. He pled guilty in South Carolina to assault and battery. He ended up being sentenced to 500 hours of community service. He was put on probation. There was a 4-year prison sentence that was suspended. And then it's our understanding in 2022, the South Carolina court records indicated that Miller was pardoned for that assault and battery case. His ex-wife, Allison, claims that he used his connections in the community to make that happen. So when you hear that, and now you're connecting it to what might the investigation look like.
You don't think come on, man. You don't think they're not investigating those people too? Come on. Why do investigations like these take so long? Because there's a lot of tentacles. Lot of tentacles. I wonder. A favor is for a favor, for a favor, for a favor, for a favor, for a favor. Favor, 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 favor. Favor for a favor, for a favor, favor, favor. A lot of tentacles.
And this is obviously why people have questions about John Paul and his relationship to Micah. And if we're listening to Regina, potentially other people that could be connected. Just what are your initial thoughts about that?
So my initial thoughts are they are most likely, again, I don't.
Yeah, when you're talking about financials, you're talking about trafficking, you're talking about interstate domestic violence, you're talking about all this stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of people involved. Come on. And then you don't listen, they're not going to just investigate the last year. They're going to investigate the whole damn kit and caboodle. They're going to be going all the way back. I guarantee you one of them that pops up is, remember Jesse? Even though he's passed away. Watch how much shows up. Watch how much he shows up. Watch how much he's yeah, just watch. I bet that laugh ain't gonna be showing up, but a whole bunch of other stuff
Don't have insider knowledge, but they are most likely. This is beyond Micah, in my opinion. I obviously want justice for her, but I think this is bigger than that. Otherwise, I don't believe the FBI would be serving a search warrant. I believe that this extends to other victims that he may have potentially groomed, or to his ministry itself, looking at some of those financial dealings and looking at some of maybe the exchanges that he had.
This is one thing that's important for not only for the community, but for even victims to understand. And this is very important when it comes to trafficking. This is very important. This is very important when it comes to trafficking. It doesn't matter how long it's been. It don't. There is no, after 7 years. No. When it comes to trafficking, guess what? That's why I said they're going to be going through his whole kit and caboodle. It ain't just going to be the last year. When it comes to trafficking, there is no time limit. There's none. If you trafficked 20 years ago, guess what? Bam! Slam. Yeah, Jesse.
With other victims. I think this is larger than an assault charge, larger than murder. I think this is going into maybe racketeering. I think this is going money laundering, racketeering, trafficking. There, like I said, lasagna. It's lasagna. There's so many layers.
and each one cooks at a different pace. That's why you gotta always trust that fine wine takes time, because when that wine is done, it tastes so good.
Going into finances, postal fraud, those kinds of things, perhaps even pornography. I don't know. But that is typically when the FBI gets involved in serving search warrants. And if they're bringing things out, such as computers, digital evidence, those kinds of things, that's usually what we find on there.
And just to be
Yep, a whole bunch of paper documents. You guys saw it. Zoomed in. Whole bunch of paper documents, electronics. Oh, yeah.
clear, just to hammer that home, we're not accusing him of any of that. We're just saying this is things that the FBI has looked for in the past and what might be characteristics of a search like this. But listen, here's what we do know. There's still a lot more answers still a lot more questions we have in this.
Sure.
Hopefully we'll get some answers.
For sure, Rico. You don't like listen to all these stories. All the stories from friends of Micah, victims of JP, all these different things. The group harassment and all this other stuff. Oh yeah. There's definitely Rico. Shoot. There was a whole network, and you know that. A whole network. Whole network of people. All right, you said July 29th. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh, man. StreamYard's... I think StreamYard's going to be coming out with an update. July 29th, you guys said. So let me go to... Yep, there it is. I see it. Oh, hell. Hold on a minute. It's got to be this one. Yes. Yes. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, it looked like bed sheet curtains, and like they were kind of smashed and pushed, did it not? Especially the front window. It looked like it was smashed and pushed on the window. Yeah, he saw me right there. He saw me right there. Watch. Watch. Yeah, Jesse Duplantis passed away right before Micah Miller, actually. That's one of the when we get time for it, that was a show I was gonna do back in July, August. He actually has a suspicious death too, Michael. Jesse, yeah, he passed away right before Micah. It is suspicious as well. The boots on the ground, it takes up a lot of time. But yeah, he and prayers to the family. Yeah, he passed away right before Micah. Very suspicious as well. We'll get into it here sometime in the future, hopefully. Watch, just because I'm there, recording. I'm media and investigation. That's one of the dudes from Fitz News, and then you got the other guy over there. But watch. Right as you see it zoom in, looks right at me and then starts telling his attorney. Watch. He just see how he watch. You got to watch it. I can't slow it down on this. Oh, it sucks, but you can while you're watching the replay or whatever of here, or if you're watching the upload. I'll drop the link for the upload. Maybe I'll go to that. Right? Oh, he just did it real quick too. Hold on 1 second. Let's go to. I gotta show you in slow time because y'all won't believe me. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see here. Where is it? This is gonna be funny. This is gonna be funny. Let's see, Sebastian. Let's see here. Right here. Right here. Okay, watch this. So here's the video. Here's the video. I had to put a watermark on this. I had to. It was too good. I was like, yo, I have to put a watermark on this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts on that. But watch. Let's see here. We'll use this video for a second. Okay, let's see here. Playback speed. Okay, 0.5. The watermark's messing it up, dang it. There's another one. Yeah, he keeps glancing over. He keeps glancing over too. See, there's another one. There's another one. There's another one he snuck in there. There's another one. Oh, this shit was hilarious. Because I was the only one for some. It's crazy, you guys. Like, literally, all the other camera people were in a different area, and I always find these little. I'm telling you, I get these little areas that nobody's even by. I was the only one standing over on that part. I was the only one standing over there. Everybody else was to my left. So, hey, keep letting me have the prime real estate, people. But hey, you also have to recognize it too. You got to recognize the prime real estate as well. Here. That way, if you guys want to rewind it on this and do the playback speed separate, this will be without the watermark. And we won't play the whole thing. Yeah, the no seams, those things were. I was good though. I had my skin so soft, I think. Yeah, because that morning I didn't, and it was horrible. And then I had my skin so soft while we were out there for this one. Keeps glancing. Oh shoot. All right, so there's that. Do I go into the Zoom right away? Let's see here. Now check this out. That's when he wanted to go like run after Regina. Right there. Look at that. She said something. Look right there. That was an NBA fight. Hold me back. Hold me back. Watch.
The memory and the beauty of Micah and everything that she has represented for herself and every single person that has ever been in her situation. And we,
hold me back,
her family, when I say we, I'm talking.
Hold me back. Oh my God. All right. Hold me back. Oh, geez. So that lady, she was a different lady. I know people were getting confused about who the lady in the polka dot dress was. She's a different lady. She's a completely different person. You can see with the face now. But yeah, this is where Russell had stated the investigation's done, and you know, all that when it comes to his client being cleared.
Agency reviews books accountability.
Yeah, interesting video. Here's the link for the full version if you want to check it out again. I'll drop that in the chat for you. All right. All the time. Every time I skip ahead, touching my face. Oh, hell no. What's up, Maggie 149? Thank you so much. Oh man, this is a good one. But yeah, you got to hear in this video. It's a video where Russell, here, it might even be in the beginning here. Let me see. I think he speaks first. So you can hear what he says. And there's the local news lady that was out there at the raid. Let me see here. They're messing around. Oh, 1 second here.
Same situation.
It was funny. One of the protesters went into when they had that thing at the beach. One of the protesters went in there, and at first they were like, "Is that JLR?" And they're like, "Oh no, that's CJ." Yeah, they know. They know.
Still connected?
Y'all ready?
Nope.
I'll have the video loaded
All set.
This is Miss Regina Ward, W-A-R-D. She represents the estate of Micah Miller and Micah's family.
Domestic attorney.
Domestic attorney in Warren County, and Russell Long, that represent Rock Solid Church Inc. and John Paul Miller. We're announcing a global settlement of these cases. I don't usually read from a script. I'm a trial lawyer and I stand up and Regina's the same. But I do want to make sure I get it right. So I'm going to read a little bit of the statement, then I think Regina's going to add some to it after I do. But the purpose of this is to inform you that the Francis family and John Paul Miller and Rock Solid Church Inc. have reached a global agreement on all matters. Here's the statement. Today, John Paul Miller, Solid Rock Church Inc., and the estate of Micah Francis Miller, along with individual members of the Francis family, have reached a full and final settlement on all presently filed litigation. The parties have also signed a full mutual release on all potential future litigation. The terms of the settlement agreement are sealed under a confidentiality agreement. The agreement and release include, but are not limited to, the dismissal with prejudice of the matters currently pending in both family court and probate court in Warren County. You just witnessed in court the withdrawal of the petition in probate court. Micah's family, Pastor Miller, and the church have set their differences aside to allow Micah's memory to live on without the encumbrance of contentious litigation. All parties now consider this matter closed. Those that have sought justice for Micah should feel accomplished in helping the Francis family in reaching this milestone. South Carolina criminal investigators have concluded their work of following up on the investigation done by Robeson County Sheriff's Office in this case with nothing new to report. Unfortunately, we don't know every piece of information that led to the death of Micah. We do know that her life did serve a purpose. Her life mattered. Those that have spent every Sunday morning protesting outside of Solid Rock Church, chanting justice for Micah, should recognize this time of healing and move on with their lives. We only ask that you remember Micah as the wonderful, beautiful person that she
He's crying. He's he's crying.
It is true that we reached a global settlement on all issues that could have been brought to court. Some additional things that are some things that are pending now, as well as things that could have been filed. Those have been resolved as well. As far as justice for Micah, that we are ready to go to the next chapter, and the next chapter is to go and convince our General Assembly to take a look at the coercive control law bill. We need that on the agenda ASAP. We need it taken seriously. We need it to be made into law in the very next session of the General Assembly. Standing by and doing nothing is unacceptable. It is absolutely embarrassing. I urge everyone, if you want the final piece of justice for Micah, which means justice for all who have been domestically abused, please put your efforts into getting in touch with your legislators. Get in touch with the people who have the power to do something here. And do it now.
It's true. They all are working for you. That's why they're in that position that they're in, is because they're supposed to be working for you. It's coming up soon. So call them. Let them know. Let them know how much it means to you. Let them know how important it is to you. Because they really are. They're supposed to be there for the people. And if the people feel a certain way, well, hello. You're supposed to be there to represent us. Definitely give them a call. But that's Russell sitting there telling you the investigations were done. And I'm telling you right now, if the FBI is working on something, you already know there's assistance coming. You already know there's assistance coming from local. You already know that. It was just a PR thing. My client's been clear. You know, like these, like even the detective that was on the Court TV episode with me. Even though he may be cleared from this investigation that took place in Robeson County and other parts, even though he was cleared of that, doesn't mean he can't be charged with contributing and there's other things. I mean, especially, you know, I mean, heck, the way that, you know, if you got people pushing people to self-unalive, you see him getting charged now. It's a real thing. He may not have, quote, pulled the trigger, but lead somebody to that. Oh yeah, they're charging you. I don't think I'm gonna let you live that. Had to make sure. What, Kylie? He stopped crying. He was he stopped stopped real crying. He cannot wait for him and his dad to get it. Well, you know, that's, I mean, come on, there's a lot of connections, right, Alexis? A lot of connections. It's going to take time. Fine wine takes time. Oh, there's way more to come, too. Way more to come, too. All right, let's check out the episode from Nancy Grace. Now, she kind of was like, whoa! Nancy, settle down. Nancy, settle down. We're going to check out let me see here. Where's it at? There it is. Nancy Grace. So it's only a 5-minute clip. I'm not sure why it's just 5 minutes, but we're going to check that out real quick. She had Regina Ward on there, and I was kind of shocked because it was like, can you tell me? I mean, I get where hey, we got to get to it. We're about business, Can you tell me what it looked like? All you have to do, Nancy, is go here. That's all you got to do, Nancy. Out of the back of the vehicle, some lady just came out and got a big Oh, see? FBI evidence response team. Old duffel bag. Oh, wow, look at that. Evidence bags that are that big. What? Yeah, what? All right, let's go check this out here real quick. This is that Nancy Grace episode from a little bit ago.
Oh, what does John Paul Miller say? How can we analyze his behavior? Take a listen to him. This is from Celebration of Life.
I want to read one of the more recent poems she wrote. And that's nothing. She was so creative. It was just always just coming out of her. Imagine being married to that. It was like that in our house all the time.
Is he actually crying or was he laughing? That clip is from the official Solid Rock Ministry.
Is he laughing or is he crying? Stewart!
Is he actually crying
Stewart!
or is he laughing? That clip is...
Oh, yeah, I'm going up to Delphi. So there's a few people that I'm already going to be meeting up with. It's going to be fun.
Is from the official Solid Rock Ministries Facebook page. I would take that down immediately. But that said...
I'd take that down immediately.
That clip is from the official Solid Rock Ministries Facebook page. I would take that down immediately. But that said, Anna Francis is with me, Micah's sister. That has just got to make your skin crawl whenever you watch that.
Absolutely. And he was laughing, by the way. That was not a cry. That was a laugh. You were correct.
You know, Karen Stark joining me, renowned psychologist, TV, radio trauma expert. Karen, how many times have you seen people try to cry and they're, but nothing, there's no tears. There's not any, even snot, nothing.
Nancy, look at everything that he's saying. I have to agree with you. I mean, this man is not crying. We all know that. There's no tears coming out, and he's doing so much self-comforting, touching his face, touching his eyes. He can't stop touching himself because he's so anxious. There is nothing about this person that's grieving over the loss of his wife. And when we know the backstory, and it's a horrific backstory, how could he be talking about his loss, her creativity,
right,
all the wonderful things she did, and how he is the only one? How narcissistic is that? He is the only one that really cared about her.
I want to go back to Regina Ward, Micah's sister's lawyer. She's at attorneyreginaward.com. You were there. You observed some of the federal raid, the FBI swarming your house. And I got to tell you something. That's one thing I do not want to see, the FBI picking through my trash in the backyard. No. That does not bode well. Now, we know because Eric Davis reminded us, Eric Davis joining us, PI, and jump in, Eric, if you have a thought on this, and I'm sure you do. We know that typically when a search occurs, that the affidavit of PC probable cause is attached. What makes them want to enter the premises? What are they looking for? That's what's on the PC affidavit. It was, in this case, not attached. So what did you observe, Regina, during the raid?
Yeah, thank you, Nancy. I was there. Once I learned that the FBI had arrived on the scene to execute that search warrant, I wanted to go obviously myself there because I have an interest to, obviously in this case, all the way to the end, getting the law changed so that we can take, get people like Mr. Miller in handcuffs for the things that he's done. But as far as the FBI conducting their search, obviously they're bagging things, putting them in paper bags. They put them in boxes. They've covered most of the things that they brought out of the house, obviously for various reasons. We do have this thing called the chain of custody with regard to evidence. And obviously anything that they remove from there, they're going to want to make sure that it was bagged, as they say, tagged appropriately, labeled appropriately, because, criminal defense attorneys can challenge those things. Obviously, we want, if and when the indictment does come to arrest John Paul Miller, we want that to stick. We want him to be convicted, and so it's very important that all that evidence be carefully handled. And
well, what did
they gotta make sure that they throw that up there, right? They gotta make sure.
did you observe? What did you observe? That's on the FBI, how they're going to handle the evidence. And I guarantee you, if they're coming out with those brown paper bags, they've got everyone sealed to secure the chain of custody. But what did you see? I know he was out of town when it went down. I'm sure they knew that before they went in. But how big were the bags? How many bags? What did you hear? What did you observe?
Yes, during the time I was there were multiple size bags and boxes. What I would refer to as grocery bag, brown paper grocery bag type things that came out. The one thing that I was excited to see that was not bagged or covered was an all-in-one CPU.
Hey guys, welcome back to the.
so they just cut it off. They just cut it off. Again, I'll give you the link to, like, I hated having to break it up in parts, but I'm going to be trying to get I'm going to try and get another device, that way I don't ever have to break it up in parts ever again, and I can still take the clips for you guys. So here's the video. I'm going to drop the first part. Now there's 16 of them, 1 through 16, but this is part 1, and you'll see in the beginning of each of the titles for this part, it'll be part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6. So this is part 1, and each part, the next one automatically comes up in the top right corner, or if you wait until the video's done, you can just click on that and it'll take you to the next part and the next part and the next part. You can basically see it all from as we started off across the street, already getting information, and then as we kind of keep going, all throughout the day. So you can see the evidence and the tagging and what's coming out, what's going in, how many things they grab of this and that. And I'll try and maybe see if I can clip it all together sometime for you guys in the future there. Yes, R.I.P. R.I.P. Micah, for real. But we're going to be coming out strong. I'm not sure, Kylie. I was going to try and go to Delphi tomorrow. But it was either tomorrow or Friday. But I'm thinking Friday. That's probably when I'm going to go. I'm not sure yet. And I probably won't decide until the early morning if I'm going up there tomorrow or not. Just kind of working on some other things in the background at the moment, and trying to make sure that I can divvy up everything. So either tomorrow, so you might see me pop up on a surprise live tomorrow out there. It's either probably going to be tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure. We're going to be covering, is today Tuesday? Hold on. I think it is. Yeah. So Thursday, we'll be doing the Idaho 4 court hearing. We'll still be doing our shows at night, too. Tomorrow or Friday, we're going to Delphi. Saturday, we're in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Sunday, we're hosting the Justice for Micah protest. And then Tuesday, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, we're heading back out to Myrtle Beach. So we are going to be, and I can't wait to get back to Myrtle Beach, especially to start this work for Amber's case. Shout out Justice for Micah, Justice for Amber. If you're not familiar with the Amber Burbilia case, go to the live section here. Let me see. Go to the live section. Check out. Let me see here. Check out this episode that we had Jill on. I kind of show like different photos and videos too of the area, stuff like that. So if you're not familiar with Amber's case, and shout out to Jill again, thank you so much for hopping on this episode. If you're not familiar with the case, definitely click on that. We're going to be doing a lot of work coming up soon for her case as well, and all these other ones too. Yes, Justice for Micah, Micah's Law. Remember, contact your local senators, legislators, and let them know how important it means to you. Thank you so much, Chit Chat. Let them know how much it means to you. So, again, not sure, but the next couple days, Delphi, Tennessee, we'll still be having Micah show, and I think probably tomorrow night. It all depends on what I'm doing, but probably tomorrow night we're going to do a Micah and Amber show where we cover both of the cases in one show, different parts. So we got a lot coming for that, and I can't wait to introduce you all to the boots on the ground team that we're going to be having out there for all the work that I have coming up here when we get back. So thank you all for hanging out tonight. Let me see if there's anything that I missed. Give me 1 second. Let me see if there's anything that I missed. And then if I didn't, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. And I need to get a little bit more rest. I'm still kind of groggy and slow. Let me see here. Just want to make sure. Let's see. Let's go to this. No, we're good. Here, I'll do this. If you haven't seen it yet, here's the actual, without my layover and all that other stuff. Here's the actual video from the interview, and shout out to them. I can't wait to help out more in the future with Court TV. It's going to be awesome.
This morning, we are spotlighting the Micah Miller investigation. FBI agents were recently seen searching the home of her widower, who has been questioned about her mysterious death. More than a dozen agents were spotted removing items from the home of Pastor John Paul Miller. This happened on Friday. A crowd of protesters lined up outside of the home to watch all of this happening. And one group of women, they've been following the case and demanding answers. Take a listen.
Waiting 6 months for something to be done, and hopefully justice will come faster and he'll be put in handcuffs and put in jail.
Back in April, 30-year-old Micah Miller died by an apparent suicide. Her husband addressed his congregation publicly at Solid Rock Church there in South Carolina after her death.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And yeah, it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina. And we're gonna have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. Yeah, I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. And she wasn't. Y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come, but just keep our family in your prayers.
Pastor Miller was questioned and not charged in the case of his wife's death. It was ruled a suicide by officials, but some claim that he was abusive toward her, and many are left skeptical that he may have somehow had a hand in her death. He, again, has denied any involvement. And we're bringing in someone who has been there on the ground in this area, watching and tracking what has been happening, and someone who even recorded outside of the home of John Paul Miller. So we want to bring in our guest now. We have CJ, a YouTuber. We also have with us still Chief Anderson, but also CJ of the YouTube channel Evil CJ Media Investigation. So thank you both for being on. And CJ, I do want to start with you, your reaction to this news of the FBI investigation.
It was shocking and surreal both at the same time. I was working on another case at the time, and they let us know that it was going down. The craziest thing to us was it was for interstate domestic violence and not the financial crimes. So that was the biggest shocker to us. Cars up and down the road on both sides, just a lot of activity, a lot of agents out there. Very surreal.
And tell me again what you just said, CJ. You mentioned that it was not about the financial. Tell me about how you were able to learn that and what details you were able to draw about their reasoning for there. We've reached out to the defense team to see if they could give us clarification. Haven't heard back yet, so we haven't independently confirmed this, but let me know just again what you were able to find out.
It was actually another news organization that had put the code out there. And so when the code made the rounds, that's when you look it up, and it was for interstate domestic violence crossing state lines involving the death of somebody else.
Chief Anderson, your thoughts on this stage that we're in, where it seemed that Pastor Miller had been cleared of his wife's death, and People Magazine, who's been in contact with the FBI or spokesperson there, called it a, quote, parallel investigation that's happening now. What does that look like when you have a parallel investigation?
So, yeah, parallel investigation. There have been times where, state agencies and government agencies have conducted investigations into the same victim, if you will. Those two investigations are conducted in a way that the state handles their portion, but the federal agents are looking at it from a completely different lens. So yeah, but they are both working together. So in a case like this, I can see where they may have cleared him from physically acting in her demise, but there are other charges that could stem from her demise that he was listed as a suspect in. So yeah, but it's going to be very interesting. I've never seen a case such as this in my years of investigating cases. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see. And that's the reason why you saw the FBI going into the house and looking for physical evidence like diaries and things of that nature. She may have written something down or put something in her computer that would suggest that he had a hand in her demise.
I'm really glad you pointed out about the FBI getting involved, because it's hard to know what drew them to this investigation. But let's take a listen. You mentioned diary. We did hear from Micah in a way through her social media. Here's a post that she put on Facebook before her death.
Hey, everybody. I just want to let you know that I'm alive
and well, and life's been kind of crazy a couple past weeks, months, years, but I've kind of had to keep my circle really small for the past couple weeks, just because I'm going through a lot and it's hard, and it's my cross to bear. It's the thing that God has put in my life to deal with, and I don't want to bring a lot of people into it.
The attorneys who are representing Pastor Miller, they highlight the mental health struggles that Micah was going through, claim that there was some untreated bipolar disorder and that she was not in a good place. So they've been really leaning into that, CJ, as him not having any involvement, that there was no abuse. But what did you learn and what drew you to this investigation? Because I know we have video that you took when you were there on the ground at this home where she took her last breath.
When it comes to basically, once we came across it, me and the team, none of it made sense to us. When it comes to where the evidence was, the different, I would say, injuries, or the way that certain things happen without being too graphic to the body, and how it doesn't make sense with how her body was found. There's just a lot of things in this case that just don't make sense. And whenever myself and the team come across cases where a lot of things don't make sense, that's when we try and get in and help any way we can. It's just so sad. Like, you look at, even with, like, what you were saying about the lawyers on his side, it's almost like if you read their messages and their statements, they just get done telling you about her mental health and how it's what contributed to what took place. And then after they tell you that, they then double down again on it, just to remind you in case you forgot about the last sentence that you read. So there's a lot of interesting things that are odd and don't make sense. And that's why we're here. We're just trying to help find truth and answers.
And CJ, you visited the state park as well?
Yeah, we've been on location here for a good part of 5 months. I've been to Lumber River State Park 9 times now. Done investigations. Here's some of it right now.
You guys chose that footage, and you chose the footage that they used when it showed investigators coming in there right here. You guys chose that footage, and you guys chose this footage. I appreciate you all, and I love you all so much. Team, baby. That's you. Look at that footage. You guys chose it.
Right now, we've done boots on the ground, boats on the water, trying to explore all theories, thoughts, and opinions, all avenues, and then kind of dissect what doesn't make sense or fit, and then kind of see where that leads us.
Of course, that state park where she was located. Chief Anderson, just the last question about the potential for this parallel investigation that we've been talking about. Is it possible that he would be cleared completely of the death of his wife, but still face charges that relate to potential grooming? That's something that has been alleged, but not anything that he's been charged with. But a question about what was going on in their relationship leading up to her death.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely possible in a case like this. There's so many layers that go into an investigation that some people don't realize. And I'm glad that there is a public outcry.
Like I said, a lasagna of layers. And shout out to him too for all the support. Not only for the movement, but also this whole conversation. Stand up, gentlemen.
In her death, because yes, even though she may have had mental health issues, she may not have had mental health issues. But when there is someone that is there that is pushing the buttons knowingly pushing the buttons that causes someone's demise, that is illegal and you could face charges. So I'm glad to see that there is a public outcry in a case such as this. And I'm interested to see where it's going to go, because from what I'm seeing, there are a lot of layers that goes into their marriage and their relationship, even after they split. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. And yes, he could face charges outside of being charged with her death.
We will continue to follow this case, and if we learn more about this FBI raid, we will bring it to you here on Court TV. CJ and Chief Anderson, thank you so much for your time and being with us this morning.
Awesome, y'all. I just had to show you guys, like, you guys chose that footage. You guys mean so much to me. I appreciate y'all so much. The beautiful community, the atmosphere, the peace, positivity, progress, truth, and justice, answers for families, victims, communities, doing everything we can. And it is about team. Thank you all so much. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but we're definitely going to be having a show in the afternoon, in the evening, and we'll be doing some more shows. Even as I'm going out there on location to other places, we're still going to be doing shows each day, no matter what. So thank you all. Appreciate you all so much. Hopefully you have a peaceful, positive night. Get some rest. I'm definitely going to get some rest. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. We got a lot more stuff to go into. And I can't wait. I love you all so much. Thank you for your support, your belief in everything, the vibes, the energy that you all provide. Like I said, you all are the fuel for my tank when it comes to going out here and doing these things. Y'all mean the world to me. Thank you so much. You all keep rocking. We'll see you tomorrow.